it's tracking it.
Okay. Hey, glad you guys are here tonight. We've been talking about driving and SFR and tornadoes and all these fun things. Jacqueline is driving home from practice. She's on, there's two Jacquelines tonight. I'm actually Amy Mark Charles. Glad you guys are here. We decided we're going to do a little Q&A tonight. And so if you didn't see my post over in our Facebook group, will you, or if questions come to mind as we're talking, will you post those in the comments or in the chat and I will hopefully be able to see those. Or you could go over to Facebook and find that post too. I might see those easier. But first we're gonna do like a little fun thing. I loved last week how we did like who's the fastest to find answers in the catalogs with Emily. Didn't you guys love that? I just really enjoyed the little competition. So we're gonna start with that tonight. Um, and it's not necessarily a competition, but it's just like a fun little thing. So I'm going to ask you some questions and we're going to get to know each other. And if you think of Q&A questions, please send those over. Okay, so what was the first Scentsy scent you ever fell in love with? Put it in the comments. You can stay muted. We'll just put them in the comments and watch those pop up. Mine was sugar cookie. Some black raspberry vanilla. Oh, beach was good. Everybody loved beach. Perfectly pomegranate. Another sugar cookie, Jasper. It was good. I don't like. Here's another question then. Have you found that your taste in scent has changed over the years? Like I used to really love bakery stuff, so you can answer yes or no, or maybe kind of. But I used to love bakery stuff and now it's too sweet. And now I like some woodsy, not the perfumey stuff, but a little bit. Yes, yes, yeah. Oh my gosh, so many agree. Some people said no. Yes, I love florals. I still don't love florals, but maybe a little yes. Pretty much the same. Okay. Oh, maybe COVID. I think mine changed pre-COVID. It's interesting. I was like, do I like this? It has sandalwood in it. I think I do, but that's weird. That's not me. Okay. If you could only warm one scent starting now for the rest of just this year, what would it be? I'm trying to decide and I don't know. Because if it's through the rest of the year, then that has to include like the fall. So it's got to be something. Cider Mill's good.
Have you melted amber peach, Amy?
Amber and peach.
Amber peach. Have you melted that one yet? It smells amazing.
I don't, which one is that?
It's a new one.
I haven't warmed it.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was January's scent of the month.
Oh, then
So,
I have.
so good.
Hey, can I be honest? I'm
Yeah.
having a hard time remembering the names of scents because they're not like kitschy or catchy. They're
Yeah.
names of things, and so it's a little different to memorize. I think it's cool for the customer to know right away what that scent is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard to get used to because I'm looking at these and I'm like, I don't even know. Some of the packaging are too light. Yeah, I think that maybe some of the packaging, like if it's a light color, we need to be having a darker. Yeah. I think they're gonna get used to it as we go. Okay, let me ask the next question. Sorry, I'm forgetting what I'm doing. Ooh, what scent makes your house smell the most like home? Some people are having a hard time with that one. My home, welcome home. Cider Mill. Some of these are like more like the fall scents, autumn road trip, or like cinnamons. I don't know why we equate that to that. What scent do you always keep in your personal stash?
This is easy. Luna and coconut lemongrass all year round. All year round.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I put coconut lemongrass in it, it makes it smell like I just Lysol or Pine-Sol in my bathroom, and it did, but it just smells clean.
Mm-hmm.
So I always keep those too.
It feels clean. They're saying I like a mixture. Fruity or fresh or bakery. Jumpin' jelly bean. Okay, next question. What do you think is the most underrated Scentsy product that we have? What's something like you think should be a bigger deal? People should be talking about this more. Counter clean laundry suds, the solo laundry, counter clean, dish soap, laundry. There was a while when we first came out with counter clean that people were all over social media. We were talking about ways how amazing it was and how it was great for stainless steel. And I remember I made a video of cleaning like my kids' Converse shoes when the soles, all the white part was like scuffed up. And I just like cleaned it with counter clean and it was really great. Mini fans for the car. It took the blood out of my couch. Wait, what did, Jesse? I'm going to go back up to whatever you said. Oh, counter clean. You must be talking about counter clean. It did? Interesting. I used it to clean my concrete floor this past weekend, the counter clean. I did hear Orville say on a call that the swipes are like the best thing for stainless steel. And I use counter clean, but he said the swipes. You guys are nodding. There's like three of you nodding. So I did try it and it was pretty great because it wasn't like dripping down my fridge. I just got to wipe it. Counter Clean took nail polish out of my mom's white carpet. So maybe Counter Clean wins for the most underrated. Like we should be talking about all that stuff. So now you guys tomorrow you can go to your VIP groups and you can do a live and be like, I got off a call last night and listen to all this stuff they suggested. So I'm going to start trying. You know, you haven't tried it personally, but you can say, I got to try this stuff. Okay. Um, what product do you think sells itself when somebody tries it? All-purpose cleaner can get diesel out of clothes. Washer whiffs, counter clean. I have sold a few mini fans just having them in my van because then if somebody gets in my car or like I'm meeting up, we met these new friends at a park days a couple years ago and they both were like, what is in your car? Like what smells so good? And I hadn't even told them I sold Scentsy at that point. And so they both bought from me. And then they bought warmers and all this stuff, but they bought mini fans. Flowers, fragrance flowers are so good. And people would just want to keep getting more of those. Yeah. What scent do you wish Scentsy would bring back forever? And maybe it doesn't matter so much because maybe you already have these scents in your club, but like if you wanted to share it with your customers, or maybe you don't have it in club yet because they didn't. Does anybody have a favorite scent that, yes, that they never put as a bring back my bar option? Spiced pear. Like some of the scents, I think maybe they can't get all of the ingredients or something, and so they haven't even put those as an option. Okay, I got a couple more questions. What scent do you warm when you want your house to smell super clean before people come over? Squeeze the day. Just breathe, squeeze the day, jammy time. These are all classics too. Amazon Rain, anything with lemon, spice, grapefruit, lemon verbena, lemon. You guys are good. Um, okay. I think that's it actually. I think we're done. And I only see one question in a Facebook group, so I'm going to go over that. And then if you guys think of questions that you have, it could be any kind of question. It can be help with anything. So the question that I saw was Cindy said, I'm revamping and relaunching after being in a 2-year slump. Are there a lot of us there in this place? I overwhelmed myself with ideas and things I should do and don't know where to start. Does anybody else feel that? Like you kind of have ideas of what to do, or you've been to a lot of trainings, but it's like, I don't even know what to do. Everybody's saying yes. Jacqueline, do you have ideas first? How to answer that?
Yeah, so I would say like pick one or two things and set a timer each day and do those things. So if you are jumping back in and you're like, okay, I got to get new customers, right? I've got to get new customers. I've got to build my base. So you set a timer every day for 30 minutes, and that's one thing you do every single day. Or maybe you have a 20-minute lunch break. I don't know what your schedule looks like, but don't feel like you have to do all these things, customer mail outs and book a home party right off the bat. Right? Like start small and think big. But if you get overwhelmed thinking you have to do it all, you're not going to do anything if you're like me. Right. And so one of the best things I preach about, you guys hear me talk about all the time, is just getting back into the basics of handing out samples. That is one of the best ways you can really relaunch your business. And here's why. When you're handing out samples and gifts, like little room spray samples as gifts, when you see one person get excited about your product, that's going to make you excited. And it just kind of gives you a little bit of energy. And so I would say, like, my biggest advice, if you want to jump back in, is we put all, if you go to mindset page, you can type in room spray sample. You can see all the links on how to do room spray samples, how to make them. But I'm a big believer that if you need to expand and you haven't been working your business, to start small, like doing samples and handing them out, leaving them, with your waitresses, leaving them, just anytime, like if you go to work, bring them to all your coworkers, right? I was sitting next to a lady at baseball practice tonight, one of the grandmas, and she was asking about my call tonight because I was like, I got to go to my car 10 minutes early. And so I was telling her about Scentsy, and I was like, oh, I'm going to bring you a bunch of samples this weekend. I'm going to bring them to all the moms, so I'll bring them to you. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Every time the boys get in the cars, they smell so bad. So that is hopefully a new customer I get. So I'm a big believer in that. I don't think you need to do it all. But another thing I would do within that 30-minute time is make samples, get new customers, but I'd also follow up with past consultants with the Scentsy Connect app and just touch base. I haven't talked to you in a while. How are things going? If you need any Scentsy, think of me. If you've been really disconnected for a while, you may have to just kind of slowly start to reconnect with your old customers. So those are the two things I would really focus in on. And then once you reconnect with your customers, you can get them reordered. Then you can ask them for online party links, that kind of stuff. So Amy, what do you think? What advice do you have?
I think that's good. I think that's a really great place to start is reconnecting with previous customers, especially using the Connect app. And then also just handing out samples. I don't want to add anything else to that because I think those are perfect. And you already said you have too many ideas. So we want to keep it small. But I think that's really good. Somebody else suggested Facebook Marketplace. You can meet new people without having to leave the house by posting the specials or things like that on Facebook Marketplace. And it doesn't have to be something you have in stock, right? Because if somebody says, I want that, you say, I don't have that anymore or right now, but I can order one for you. And then you start your conversation like that. I think that's all really good. And then somebody said a power hour. And I would agree that, like, in order to make it work, we do have to set aside a little bit of time because things are happening all around us. And if we don't make the time, then we're not going to have the time. So I like that power hour, or at least a couple nights a week where you sit down for a little bit of time and say, this is my dedicated time. When I was working, I would work on my lunch break. I would eat and I would use my 30-minute lunch. And that's whenever I would, answer emails or whatever. But that could be your time where you're doing your, reaching out to people with your Connect or whatever. Okay, hold on. There's some things. Somebody said we've had some consultants leave locally. I've had customers ask me why everyone is leaving. What would you say, Jack? I'll let you
I would just say that, this business is very cyclic. People come and go. And unfortunately, it happens in any direct sales, any company, really. And, when you've been in long enough, it's just going to happen. But But I would then say, I'm not going anywhere, and I would love to be your consultant if your consultant left. I love Cincy. It's been around for a long time. It's an incredible company. I think just reassurance. It's crazy to me that customers know that. I guess Bree, can you unmute? Are you able to unmute and tell us more?
Yes, hi. Sorry, my daughter's right here with me, so if you hear something. So we're in a very tight-knit community of like 6,000 people, so everyone knows each other. And there is quite a few of us that are consultants. So I guess just this last week, I've had two of my people leave, but they weren't really doing anything, so it's not shocking to me. I also would say that both of them joined during COVID when I feel like you didn't necessarily have to work consistently to get sales or to get active. You could just do the bare minimum and you would get active. So from my standpoint, I see why they left, but I think a lot of customers just see that and then they tend to think like something's wrong with Scentsy. So how I've just been handling it is kind of like you said, Jacqueline, of, well, I don't really know, but I will be here and I'm a lifer, so I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. I think it's always important to validate feelings first and then give reassurance. So you can, by validating, you're saying, listen, it's not for everyone long term. Some people jump in and they realize it's not for them long term, and that's okay. But with that being said, I'm not going anywhere. Since he's not going anywhere, I would love to school you. You can trust me. I'm not leaving. Um, it must be because you live in a tight knit, because I guess I don't hear that in my little community, but that's interesting. But maybe you're going to gain some customers from it, right? Have you gotten any customers from people leaving?
Well, the one lady that she bought a brick off of me from Marketplace, and she was someone that kind of like had a set consultant, but she would buy from me from different things I advertised. So when I went to her house to drop it off, she was asking me specifically about that. And I said, well, I'm not going anywhere. And, here's a new catalog. And then she texted me and said, oh my gosh, I love the things in the new catalog. And then today she was like, hey, do you have any more Johnny Appleseed bricks? My sister wants one. And I said, I don't right now, but I will get it on my next club order for you and I'll let you know. So yes, I do think that I will get consistent customers from it. And then of course the other people we have in our little area as well.
Yeah, I like what Carolyn said. She said you can also say they left for personal reasons. Do you want a drink for yours? I sure. I'm getting my kids dinner, guys. No joking.
More
Thanks.
than anything, right now is like the perfect time to be posting on Marketplace then for you. Because
Yes.
and to have a Google business, do you have that set up? So if people search like in their Google Maps, or if they search on Google, you'll show up as somebody that's near them. You don't have to put your real address. But you can put like the intersection nearest you. Because
Hey, did I tell you about that, Amy?
No.
Right after we did that, I've got to
Did they
tell you guys
take
a story. So, Amy did a training on showing up on Google Maps, and so I'd never done that before. So just in the last, I don't know, couple months when we did the training, I be like, you'll see, Jacqueline Roy Scentsy or whatever on Google Maps, and it's easy to do. You guys can, I can go back and find that training and comment so it bumps up to the top. But anyways, fast forward to a week later, we're doing a bunch of construction in our little town of Piedmont, Oklahoma, and our city manager posts the area that construction is going to happen, and right in the middle you see Jacqueline Scentsy business right in the middle of it. And I had a customer, Jenny, one of the teachers here in town, like posted on my wall, and then all these other people saying, oh my gosh, Jacqueline's House of Wax, all this kind of fun stuff. So I thought that was kind of fun. But just to
that
your point,
literally happened to me too in the Surrey Hills group, because they were talking about construction where the turnpike is, and they were like,
yeah.
why is there Amy Scentsy lady in the middle of the road?
Oh,
But
wow, I love it.
talk. It was a lot of talk about me, and I thought that was fun.
Well, and I'll add to that, Bree, too. Like, now's the time. Like Amy said, Marketplace is such a great tool. I post on Marketplace 2 or 3 times a week, and I've gotten some new customers from it. So kind of rule of thumb, whatever I advertise on my Facebook page, it goes to Marketplace. So I just create the same post, just copy it, it goes to Marketplace. Also, Bree, I would really, I know you actively work your business, but I would be posting on pages if you can. I would be handing out staples in your town, because that probably means there's a lot of consultants right now who, just don't have, or a lot of customers that just don't have a consultant. So their loss is hopefully your gain. And I know you take care of your people, you know.
Okay, somebody said, what do you do during a Facebook party that the host is the only one commenting on the post? Will you guys share ideas in the comments, or does anybody want to unmute? I know what I would do. I would probably offer to the host, like, hey, or say, like, if you want some host rewards, you need to, like, grab a couple friends and, like, tell them you're going to give them something from your host rewards if they'll start commenting on stuff. That's
Yeah,
what I would do.
bribery
Like,
works.
I'm going to give you a free bar. Or like have the host say, I'll give you to my friend, I'll give you a free bar, I'll give you a cent circle if you will like come in every day and at least comment on something. Mary Sarah, what do you think?
So what I do is I actually offer, I play 2 games. I call it games. And it's sort of like a spin off of Windy Heath New Gas. So I have the red game and the blue game. And they have to comment red or blue. They don't understand why. I just say comment red or blue. And I have 10 of this and 10 of this. And it's cent circles and cent packs. And if they comment red, they get, let's say, the cent circles. And that is a drawing that gets their name entered into a drawing for, like, I say, a half price item or whatever I'm giving away, like a candle today. And then the cent circle, or if that's the cent circles, they get a cent pack if they comment, let's say, the other color's pink, whatever. And that's to get them to host. And if they accept it, they get the prize and they get a half price item. And that way they're commenting, because people are very excited to comment when they have no idea why they're commenting.
Yeah.
When you can tell them, pick a color, red or blue or pink or purple or whatever, they get very excited because they have no idea what they're commenting about.
Do you know what else is like throughout the day? I don't even want to text people back sometimes, or they send me a link to a TikTok and I'm like, I don't want to watch that because that's like communicating with somebody and I don't have the capacity anymore. So I think like just you asking like comment, what's your favorite, whatever. Sometimes like people just don't have it even to do the simplest thing. But if we entice them with some kind of a prize or a reason to incentivize that, then like
Hey Amy, can I
there.
address one of the questions that was asked?
Yeah.
Okay. Cindy said, those that do events, how do you get the customers to fill out the top of the receipt? I've been doing events for years and I've never had them fill out a receipt. Am I supposed to be doing that? Or like I get the customer information on a card. Like I do, hey, fill out this and, get your name into a drawing, like an enter to win card. But as far as a receipt, is that, I just am confused with.
Technically, Tiffany, you're supposed to. By law, you are supposed to have their first name, their last name, their address, their phone number. They're supposed to sign it. They're supposed to have a date. You're supposed to give them an order number. Technically, by law, you're supposed to.
By whose law?
The IRS.
Huh.
Their law.
Okay, 15 years in and I've never heard that. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
What do you think, Jacqueline?
Yeah, I mean, by IRS standards, you're supposed to keep tax receipts for every order that you give out for up to, I think, 3 years or so. Now, with that being said, does everyone do that? No. I don't do big events. If I did big events, I probably wouldn't handwrite receipts for everyone. The small events I do, I typically do, but it's because I typically do the booth with like Allison Petty or my sister Christy. And so that's our way to keep track of what we've sold. I don't think the IRS is going to pinpoint you and say we need to see all your receipts, but definitely keep receipts for home parties, for bag parties, that kind of thing for up to a couple years. Events can kind of get crazy, so I understand if you can't keep them from there.
Do that.
You know what I mean?
For any order that is taken, yes.
Yeah.
But if it's cash and carry,
Yeah.
it's ran through my Square, so they have
Yeah.
a receipt that way. But I do not handwrite a receipt.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're still doing it, but like paper receipts where you're writing it out, yeah, you're supposed to do it. But like Jacqueline and everybody's saying, most of us don't. I mean,
Okay.
I don't have time for that.
And as
At an event, no way. When you've got 5 to 10 people check it out at one time, oh my Lanta. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as
Yeah.
small events go, I do tell, like I will say I need all your info so you can be entered into a drawing, but I've never personally done those large events. So you guys do like a separate little drawing or something to collect info? How do you collect information?
So
Can I jump
I
in for a sec?
Donna, you raised your hand. Can you unmute? There you go.
Yeah. So I do I have 2 events that are 10 days long that I do. So I do not do receipts, but I have this little form here that I have made up that I get them to fill out. So instead of saying enter my drawing, it says want to know more.
That's
So that way it kind of makes them curious. And then they fill all their info out. And then it says, I'm interested in hosting a homestead social, earning free and discounted products. It's almost like the form that Sensi had in the store that we had, but I've kind of done my own and made it look cute.
Thank
And
you.
then I tell them if they fill this out completely, they're entered into a drawing, and I have a basket there that it goes in.
That's cute. Jennifer, what do you do?
Okay, so I'm like the queen of vendor events, and I do probably 30 to 40 a year. And I have the enter my drawing. I have like 1,000 of these, and I have every customer fill this out. They have to fill it out. They do not have to like do the host and everything